Check out my new filming setup with my little bookshelf in the background. Today, I just need to vent. And this vent is going to be primarily about misogyny, the leftist circles, the organizing, everything. Because I have been organizing in real life for the past couple of years. I've just gotten so fatigued. I am just so tired of people and how even in the leftist circles, we oftentimes do not admit to the fact that the ideology is going to dictate to us the way we perceive each other. If you call yourself a communist, that does not make you immune to being a misogynist. That's just how it is. On the 8th of March, we celebrated International Women's Day. And of course, there was so much misogyny everywhere. In our little organization, it was all nice and dandy, and everyone was really nice. And that was an amazing experience. But so many people who are in close proximity to those organizations, there was so much misogyny. People were not asking, at least, when the International Men's Day is, because now they know. But there was so much focus on how certain women in our organization looked, myself included. And bear in mind, we have very, very few women in our organization. And that is not because women are apolitical and women don't care because they're bimbos. Oftentimes, we don't have women in the leftist organizations because the environment is very hostile. There's so many debate bros who's going to make everything into a competition and everything about being right. It is not conducive to learning to debate, usually. Collectively, we can really help each other learn faster, but we've got to be open-minded, not in the sense where when a person is wrong, we just tell them that we agree to disagree, but in a sense where we understand that there are levels to understanding and that our emotional brain, the limbic system, sometimes kicks in and we may not even realize that. And instead of trying to fight our way to the understanding of another, we've got to give the people time. We've got to present them with the information, whatever it may be, and then let them kind of sit with this information and let them process and maybe offer some gentle feedback if we're capable, and acknowledge our own feelings and acknowledge that maybe we've become upset and maybe we are using harsher words, etc. But sometimes when I observe some men talk to each other online, it's like seeing crazy drunk children communicate about very philosophical, very thoughtful and great topics, and it's really truly bizarre, and it's like watching some kind of absurdist movie. And I'm not saying that to discredit men in the leftist movements. I'm just saying is that it feels at times that women may be better suited for some organizing work because we are so used to continuously being pulled down. We're so used to feeling ourselves inferior. We're so used to gently working our way into, any kind of an interaction. We're so used to being patient and to enduring and to overcoming that sometimes I feel like women are going to make the best leaders of the movement. That is not to say that there are no men with the same qualities. I know plenty of men who are just as patient, just as enduring as any women I know, but it appears to be that there are fewer men like this, and it appears to be that some of these men, they really push themselves into a lot of the spaces. And I'm not talking about how we need to keep all the spaces nice and consider each other's feelings every single second of the day. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about human decency, and I'm talking about how if you are very, very angry, you should probably not engage in conversations with other people. You should probably give yourself some time to just process these emotions on your own or with your closest people, and then engage in a conversation with another human. And honestly, what a lot of women I observe are experiencing is that we just withdraw. We just withdraw from a lot of social interactions, be it online or offline, just because it is very cost ineffective. Like, it takes so much energy sometimes to make the simplest point that we just disengage and we just become these silent observers, not because we don't have anything to say, but because in a hostile environment, you assess the risks and you're like, that's just not worth my while. I'm just not going to waste my energy on trying to argue with this person who is obviously experiencing some kind of an extreme emotional state. And unfortunately, with a lot of the traditional values becoming popularized once again, it is getting worse. For a lot of women, we are awaiting the Handmaid's Tale type of a scenario. We are awaiting our rights as humans being revoked. We are awaiting heightening levels of discrimination. That is not to say that those problems have not existed before and that we got rid of all of the discrimination and there was inequality ever anywhere. Unfortunately, even in the USSR, equality between genders was not fully established. There was still a lot of pressure on women to engage in way more domestic labor than it was for men. And it feels like we're not just taking a step back. It feels like we're running way back into the feudal ages. And this is a scary time to be alive. It is a scary time to be a woman, especially a younger woman. I, as an upcoming crone, am feeling a little bit less fear and pressure because I know that I am soon going to enter the phase of me not being visible to other people, especially men, because I would be too old. But looking at how the younger women are treated, that really breaks my heart and that really makes me so angry. So if you are a part of a leftist organization of any sorts, please, please, please stand in solidarity with the women in your organizations. Please support them. Sometimes just support them for the sake of being there for them, just as an emotional aid. Just listen to them vent and speak because they're humans just like you. And oftentimes their needs are dismissed on all levels. And they themselves are so used to dehumanizing themselves that it is really something that is sorely lacking. So the support and understanding, this is something that we are all as humans lacking, but women, I would argue, still are lacking more of it than men do. And if you're a woman in the leftist circles, I am standing in solidarity with you. I'm sorry if the men in the leftist organizations are not treating you as an equal. I'm sorry if you're having to face the debate bros. I am sorry that you're having to endure all of the stuff that you don't have to endure. And I'm really, really proud of you no matter what you do, whether you do a lot or a little. And I think you are an essential part of this movement. And please, please stay in those organizations, even if it's full of jerks and stupid people who continuously argue about nonsense. And if you're a woman comrade, please leave a comment down below because sometimes I feel like there are very few women who actually engage with my content. And I hope that you have a great day today and happy belated International Women's Day. And I hope to talk to you sometime later.